Hello again, grade 11, STEM. Okay. Good afternoon. Hope ay palagi kayong okay kapag may klase tayo. Now let us do this. We will again do the standard form of a circle. Okay? Again, how can we say that the given shape is a circle if all the radius have the same measurement? Okay? Pag merong isang radius na hindi parehas sa ibang mga radii, okay, sa mga maraming radius na yan, ibig sabihin hindi na siya circle. Okay? Dapat pare-parehas lahat ng mga radii natin, mga radius na yan. Okay? So kapag nasasabi natin circle. Now, let us review first. What is the standard form of the equation of a circle? Sige nga. Okay, the standard form of our equation is, sige, change ko muna yung camera ko, ha? Okay, so the standard form, masyadong maliwanag kasi itong ilaw ko. Okay lang yan. The standard form is, we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Tama? Wherein h and k is what we call the center. This is the point of the center, and r is our radius. Okay? So kung hahanapin natin yung center tsaka radius na yan, is makikita natin sila dito sa ating standard form. This is our standard form. Okay? If we have a center at 0, 0, what will happen to our standard form? It will become x squared plus y squared equals r squared only. Okay, kapag ang ating center ay 0, 0. Tama? Okay, so this is our standard form. Don't forget this one. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Where h, k is what we call the center, and the radius is r. Let's have an example. For example, we need to find the equation if we have a given center in radius. Okay? Let's review first before we proceed to the other one. This is because this is another formula. So para dito ma-refresh pa kayo. Okay? For example, we have 3 and negative 2 as the center. And we have the radius as 12. So how can we determine the standard equation if we're using these two given? Tandaan, this is our h and this is our k. So we will just put those numbers inside this equation. Tama? Again, x and y, hindi natin sila papalitan. They are constant. Pag sinabing constant, hindi mo sila pwedeng palitan. Kopyahin lang natin sila. Got it? So, kukopyahin ko lang yung x minus, since we have a minus here. Correct? And then I will change h as positive 3. So, positive 3 quantity squared. Kasi may squared tayo sa taas. Plus, I will just copy y minus. Kasi meron tayong minus. I will change k into negative 2 kasi ang given natin is negative 2. So we have negative 2 quantity squared equals. Our given radius is 12. So I will just change r into 12 and then squared. Ayan. So given this one, we can now find the standard equation if we have these two given. So magiging x, negative times positive, is still negative. Plus y, negative times negative, it will become positive. Squared equals, what is 12 squared? Or 12 times 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Therefore, this is now our equation of the circle. Equation of the circle with a center at 3 and negative 2 and a radius of 12. Okay? Paano naman kung ang given natin is the standard equation? How can we find the center and the radius? So, paano naman yon? If you want to copy this one, just screenshot this in 5, 4, 3, 2, o diba yung ko ganyan? 2, 1, 0. Okay? So, buburahin ko na siya. Ayan. Para ma-refresh kayo. So for example, this is our given equation. X plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 100. Ayan. So we need to find the center and the radius. Okay, so they are the two missing. Now, we all know that our standard equation is just like this. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So, kukunin lang natin yung mga nasa loob at saka yung nasa labas. Center, we have hk. Okay, so we need to find hk. Our h here is negative h. Here is negative k. And dito naman is r squared. And to listen well is because we have an activity after this. Okay? Our given negative h is this. This is our h. This is our k. But we need to put those numbers here para makuha natin talaga yung pinaka-center. Hindi lang basta-basta na this one is the given h, so the h is positive too. No. Okay? So we need to do the process here. So I will just copy the h, which is 2, here. I will copy the negative 3, since we have negative 3, doon sa k natin na negative 3. And then we have 100 sa r squared natin, so we have 100. Okay? Now, negative h equals 2. Paano natin maaalis yung negative sign sa h? Of course, we will divide them both sides. We will divide both sides by negative. So h now will become positive, and 2 divided by negative 1. Okay, this is negative 1, is negative 2. So ang h natin is negative 2. So change this. Our h now is negative 2. It's time for k. K. We have negative sign also here, so we need to divide both sides by negative. And then k will become negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. So therefore, our k is positive 3. Diba? And then we have here r squared equals 100. How can we remove squared here? Kontrahin natin siya ng square root. Correct? Square root on both sides. So squared will be cancelled. It will become r equals. What is the square root of 100? The square root of 100, dalawa, di ba? Positive and negative 10. But in our circle, if we have a negative radius, there is no circle anymore. So ang kukunin lang natin ay yung positive. Kukunin natin yung positive kasi ang negative wala naman siyang silbi. Kasi magiging imaginary lang siya. Tama? So I will just erase the signs to make it positive 10. So we already found the center and the radius using this equation. So our center is negative 2, 3, radius, that is 10. Okay? Another example. Murahin ko na siya. Screenshot nyo muna. Screenshot. Ayan, para makikita. Ay, mas pa naman pala ganyan, no? Ganyan lang. Para hindi kayo makon dito sa... Ayan. Para ito ba nakikita ninyo? Good. So screenshot in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Screenshot is already done. Another example. What if our equation is this? X minus 5 squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 12. Yan. X minus 5 squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 12. We need to find the center and the radius. So what will be our center and the radius? So ano kaya yung mga nandiyan sa radius at sa center natin? Okay? First thing is we need to write the formula. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. We need to divide them into 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I will copy negative h. Negative h. Negative h equals. Negative k equals. R squared equals. Okay? Negative h, what is the number here? Negative 5. So I will just copy here negative 5. K is our k, positive 8. So positive 8. R squared, we have 12. Okay? So we need to do here is to remove the negative sign para maging h lang siya. Kasi h lang hinahanap natin. Positive h lang. So we need to divide both sides by negative. Yung sinasabi kong negative, that is negative 1. Okay? It must be automatically negative 1. Sinabi kong divided by negative, that is automatically negative 1. Okay? So we have now h as positive, and then negative 5 times negative 1, or divide, I should say. Negative 5 divided by negative 1 is positive 5. So our h is positive 5. K. Our k now here is also negative, so we need to divide both sides by negative. So k will become 8 divided by negative 1, that is negative 8. So we have the center, that is 5, negative 8. 5, negative 8. And we have the radius. We need to counter squared as or by square root. Okay, by square root. So the square root of r squared is will be cancelled. So we have r equals, what is the square root of 12? Wala, di ba? So we need to find two numbers. We need to find two numbers na dapat yung isa is may square root yung isa wala. So we have 4 and 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? So ang r natin is will become, the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of 3. So we have the radius, 2 is square root of 3. If you want to graph this one, it will be just like this. Graph natin yung circle, ha? So meron tayong 5, negative 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I'm positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 8 here. So this will be our center. So yung circle natin nasa quadrant 1, 2, 3, quadrant 4. And then we have the radius of 2 square root of 3, that is approximately 2.15 something. 2.15 or 1.1, 2.13. So, bibilang tayo ng dalawa, 1, 2, at maybe nandito. Ito yung unang radius. 5, 1, 2, maybe nandito. 1, 2, maybe here. 1, 2, maybe here. Ayan. So, if we would connect those, magiging circle na siyang ganyan. Ayan. So, this is our radius. The center is 5, negative 8. And our radius is 2 square root of 3. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating standard form yan, ito yung kanyang graph. Okay, para lang makita rin nyo kung paano yung application ng ating ginagawa. Okay? Standard form to find the center and the radius. Or, given ang center at radius, hanapin naman natin yung kanyang equation. Kuha ba? Isa pa. Okay, one more example. Now, you need to screenshot this one first. Screenshot in 5. Magalo camera ko. 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. Screenshot na ba? Sige. Okay, I will divide this board into 2. Divide ko sa dalawa, ha? Here, the given is the center in the radius. Ito naman, ang given natin is yung ayusin ko ng camera natin. Kailangan ayusin ko lang ha. Kasi hindi siya pantay. Ayan. Pantay na ba? Okay. Alam niyo naman ako ma-teacher na ba? Dapat pantay. Okay. So dito siguro ang gagamitin ko ay -2 and -5. Ito naman, ang ating mga given ay x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared plus 1, hindi pala plus, equals 144. Okay. So this one first, we need to convert the radius. Maybe the radius here is 10. Ayan. So the radius natin is 10. So we need to convert this one into the equation, but the other way around, we need to find the center in the radius. Unahin muna natin to. What is our standard form? Our standard form is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, so ilalagay lang natin yung mga given sa loob. Tama? So I will copy x, then negative, just copy h, which is -2 squared plus y minus, and then I will copy -5 squared. Okay? Then equals r squared, that is, so I will just copy 10 and then squared. Kasi may squared tayo sa r. So sundan na. Now, let's continue. X, negative times negative. That is positive. So positive 2 squared plus y, negative times negative, positive 5, and then squared equals, what is 10 squared? That is 100. Therefore, okay, if we have a given center at -2, -5, at meron tayong radius na 10, this will be its standard form. This will be its equation. Okay? Ito yung equation ng ating circle. Di bang dali lang? Dali lang yan. Okay. How about this one? We need to find the center and the radius. Center and radius. Hanapin muna natin yung mga formulas. Yan, hatiin ko siya sa 3. This one is -h equals -k equals r squared equals. See, it's because we have -h, so I put here -k and then r squared. Tama? Now, let us put those numbers. Here we have +3, so I will just put 3. Here is we have -2, so I will put -2. And then r squared, ang ating number dito is 144. Diba? Okay, next one. Para makontra yung negative, ano gagawin natin? We need to divide both sides by negative. So divide both sides by negative. So h will become 3 divided by negative is -3. H. Ang k natin Still negative, so we need to divide both sides by negative. So 2 divided, negative 2, I should say, divided by negative, that will be compositive 2. And we have the r squared equals 144. Kontrahin natin ang squared using square root. So, para makontra natin yung squared. So we have now r as the square root of 144 is 12. Okay? The square root of 144 is 12. So let us, these are now our final answer. Ang ating center, we have negative 3, positive 2. And then our radius is 12. As simple as that. Okay, if you have any question, hindi nyo naintindihan, just replay and replay and replay the video. Okay, kung hindi pa siya naintindihan, if you need another reference, you can chat me so I can show you another example. Or you can also browse the YouTube. Okay? Pwede nyo i-browse yung YouTube para magdagan yung inyong mga knowledge. Okay? Actually, we have a shortcut here. We have a shortcut here. Kung paano mahanap si H and K ng mas mabilis. This one. This is our H. Tama? This is our H. If this one is positive, just change it to negative. So it will become negative 3. Negative 3. This one, if this one is negative, gawin mo na siyang positive. So that is 2. Again, kung positive, magiging negative. Kung negative, magiging positive. Kung negative, magiging positive. Kung positive, magiging negative. And ito rin yung pinaka-problema ninyo. This one. Okay, so you need to find the square root of that number. Okay, kapag hindi siya perfect square, you need to find two numbers. For example, this one, 50. The square root of 50. 50 is not a perfect square. Tama? So, ano yung dalawang numbers? Dapat yung isa is perfect square, yung isa hindi. Diba? This one we already did when you are in grade 9. If I'm not mistaken, about radicals. Tama? Ginawa na natin to. So you need to recall. So square root of 50, we need to think of two numbers. Yung isa is perfect square, yung isa hindi. Ano yung factors ng 50? We have 25 and 2. Tama? 25 times 2 is 50. 25 is a perfect square, 2 is not. So we can bring out 25 by finding its square root. Ang square root ng 25 is 5. Since this one is not a perfect square, so it will stay inside. Something like that. Okay, so ito lang po yung problema natin. Pero dito, if this one is positive, gawin mo lang siyang negative. If this one is negative, gawin mo lang siyang positive. Okay? Dali, di ba? Pero if you still don't know, you can do the long method. I think that is more tawag dito, mas sure kayo kung ano yung panin niyo. Kasi dito baka magkamali pa kayo ulit. But if you think that you already know how to do this, then that's good. Okay? Any question? So we can now change from a given center and radius into standard form. Okay? And from standard form into finding the center and radius. Last one, before we proceed to your activity. Okay, screenshot muna dito, screenshot. Screenshot tayo ng 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Burihin ko na siya. What if our given is a graph? How can we find its center, radius, and also the equation? Diba? Paano kung ang given natin ay graph? For example, this is our graph. Ang graph natin na para makita ninyo. Yan. What if our given is a graph? Straight pa siya. This is straight, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Siya na malapit yung isa. Ayan. For example, our center is nandito. At yung radius niya ay hanggang dito. So that is isang radius. Isang radius. Isa. Mukha naman siya hindi siya circle. Tuloy ko siya ulit ha. Pangit ng circle niya. Ang curve. Ayan. Isipin nyo nila, kasi hindi siya perfect. Isipin nyo lang, circle to ha. Ayan. So this is our center. This is our center. And this is the radius. Ayan. So we need to find center. Hanapin natin si radius. Hanapin natin yung standard equation. Or the what we call standard form. Okay? Unahin natin si center. Sa madilang hanapin si center. Anong center natin dito? We will just count the x's. Okay? Count the x-axis. Ilan? 1, 2. Positive 2. So, positive 2. And then, pataas tayo. That means that is also positive. Tama? This one is positive, positive, negative, negative. So, we have, akyat tayo ng ilan? 1, 2, 3. So, ang center natin is 2, 3. Diba? Dali lang. 2, 3. Now, to find the radius, we will just count how many spans, okay, from here up to here. Bilang lang natin yung ano yung mga nasa baba na, bilang lang natin. So, from here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this is 5. But to make sure, you need to also double check the others kung pare-pares ba silang 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, dito pala siya. Kaya pala banking. Okay, dito pala yung ganyan. 5. Okay? So para silang 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a circle. Ang radius natin ay 5. How about the standard equation? Ilalagay lang natin sa ating standard equation na x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. We will just put those here. Okay, x negative times positive is negative 2 squared plus y negative times positive is negative 3 squared equals, what is r squared? That means 5 squared. 5 times 5 is 25. So this will be our equation. Nakuha si center, nakuha si radius, nakuha si standard form. So, given a graph, you need to find those three. Okay? If you didn't understand, replay, 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 and replay again. Okay? Okay, so this is the activity time. For the last 20 minutes of our first session, I will send in our GC a photo of your activity, okay? And then you need to pass it before 1, ay ano oras ba yan? Before 3:15. Tama? Bago tayo magklase ng pangalawang session. Bago tayo magklase ng pangalawang session. Okay? Bago tayo magklase ng pangalawang session, you need to send your answers in our GC. If I reacted like, that means not late. If I reacted hard, that means late. Okay? So same process tayo, ha? Again, I will send your activity, okay, your photo of your activity sa ating GC, and you need to answer, and you need to pass your answers before 3:15. Kuha, before 3:15. Tama ba yung oras ko dyan? Before 3:15. Okay? So, for now, bye and see you after 20 minutes.